Between me and you, I don't want no money. I don't want no cars. I don't want no other. Not a movie star. Don't want no perfect tan or retirement plan. All I want is the sex life of a pre-injured claimant man.
Hello everyone, and welcome back. Well, as usual, we scour the earth to try to find some interesting backgrounds here for you, because we really are here in New Orleans in our studio. And anybody know this one? Here, I'll move it to the side. You see it? This is actually called, I need some help with this from my crew, Eagle Square, right? Okay, Eagle Square, which is what I'm told is in Malaysia. All right, first order of business from last week. Let's do our trivia. Negotiation skills book, and the question had to do with Sting, and the question was, where did Gordon Sumner get his nickname Sting from? The options were from frequently wearing a yellow and black striped sweater, from his hobby of being a beekeeper, or his fear of wasps, and I got lots of correct answers. From frequently wearing a yellow and black striped sweater. So that was the correct answer. Congratulations to our first three winners. You're the first three. A lot of people got that one right. You're the first three, so you are going to get a negotiation skills workbook delivered right to your house. Not by me, but by Amazon. But it's coming anyway. Okay? All right. We're going to jump into the 5-step claims negotiation process. Earlier in one of the earlier sessions, I asked, what makes a great claims negotiator great? And we said, someone who has a process, right? So a lot of us don't really have a process to start with, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to, at least the first step, we're going to get down today. All right? Earlier, the very, very first session of this whole program, we said it'd make our job easier if people would cooperate, if they just do what we tell them to do. So we're going to actually start with that. Before we get into money, we're going to start in just how to change people's minds, how to get people to cooperate. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Remember what the cow means? It means there's a video coming. Is there a difference between getting someone's cooperation and just pushing them around? Well, see, a lot of claims people, me included when I was a claims person, if someone won't do what we say, I need you to fill out this form, and they say, I don't want to fill out that form, our first response is, well, then we can't pay you. We hit them with the claims hammer, right? And eventually, when we hit them enough times, they'll finally say, okay, fine, I'll sign your stupid form. And we will think we have their cooperation. That's not cooperation. That's pushing people around. That's getting people to do what you want them to do. Okay? That we're very good at in claims. What we're not so good at is actual cooperation. And what that means is changing the person's mind so they agree with us. Not that they give in, but they actually agree with us and changing their mind and using those techniques to do that. That's cooperation. So is there a difference between just pushing someone around? Well, got a movie here clip for you. It's called Meet the Parents. And we call this Step Aside, Sir. And in this scene, all I want you to do is tell me, does she get his cooperation? Now, in this scene, he does what she wants him to do. He does. But does he agree with it? That's going to be the question. Okay. Enjoy.
Enjoy your flight. Thanks. Hello. Oh, I'm sorry. We're only boarding rows 9 and above right now. You'll have to wait.
I'm in row 8.
Please step aside, sir.
It's just one row. Don't you think it's okay if I...
We'll call your row momentarily. Step aside, sir. Thank you for waiting. We'd like to continue boarding the aircraft now. We're now boarding all rows, please. All remaining rows. Hello. Enjoy your flight.
Okay, so did she get his cooperation? See, if you're still saying yes, I'd have to disagree. He did it, but does he agree with it? Probably not. What does that matter? As long as he does it, what do we care in claims? Because what if she has to settle this guy's bodily injury claim in 6 months? What if she has to settle his property damage claim, in 30 days? What if we had to settle this guy's claim? Is he going to hold that against us? Probably. Okay. So we want cooperation out of our customers. We want them to know that we're asking them to do things because it's the right thing to do and not because we can inflict enough harm on them. All right. So our 5-step process, in order to introduce the very first step, I've got a role play for you. Now, we decided not to use real actors. These are just claims people. So you'll notice that because we're all terrible actors. But at least you'll know it's from the heart because we actually care. In this first role play, Carl is going to ask a customer to sign a medical authorization form. Okay? And let's see how Carl does. All right? So that's our first role play, Mr. Will. And I want you to think about, what does Carl forget to ask through this whole thing? What does he forget to ask? Okay? Now remember, I'm admitting we're bad actors to start with. Go ahead. Hello, Mr. Will.
Hi.
Hi, this is Carl Van giving you a call again. We talked last week.
Yes, we did.
How you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Good. Hey, I sent you that medical authorization form we talked about, but I haven't gotten it back yet. I'm just wondering if you've been able to sign that and send that back.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I haven't signed it yet.
Okay, well, we need that form in order to get your bills and pay them. We can't pay your bills without it.
Yeah, I just didn't really want to sign it.
Okay, well, you are obligated under the policy to cooperate with us. You might be jeopardizing your coverage. Do you know that?
Yeah, but like I said, I just don't really want to sign it
Well,
right now.
you kind of have to.
Is there something else I could do? Like I said, I don't really want to sign it.
No, that's pretty much it. You got to sign the form, or we're going to have to send you a letter saying, we can't pay your bills and you might be jeopardizing your coverage. I mean, I'll do that if you want.
No, like I said, I just don't want to sign the paper.
Well, that's the option is sign the paper or have us say we can't pay you. I mean, those are the options.
Is there anything else? Like I said, just don't want to sign that paper.
No. I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and just send you the letter, okay?
Okay.
All right, bye. Okay, well, it probably jumped out at you. I was monitoring a phone call, and this adjuster calls up this customer and says, hey, we're going to give you $20,000. And the customer says, no, I really feel my car is worth 22. Now, what word did he just use? Just use the word feel. Guess what the adjuster said? Well, I got a CCC report that says the word 20. And what I said before in the earlier episodes, sometimes people are talking about their feelings. He feels it's worth 22, and what's the adjuster doing? Trying to use facts. So the customer says, I don't care about that. I'm trying to tell you I feel my car is worth 22. Now the adjuster's got to bring out the hammer. Well, sir, if you don't take the $20,000, we can't pay your rental car anymore. Bam! Guy says, I don't care about that. I'm trying to tell you I feel my car is worth 22. So finally he says, well, look, then we can't pay your storage charges either. Bam! Hits him again. Finally, the customer says, look, I don't care about any of that. I'm trying to tell you I feel my car's worth $22,000. So finally, the adjuster says, well, look, we can't make you take our $20,000. We can't force our money on you. But you're the one who's still got to make your car payments. So finally, we beat this guy to death. The claims adjuster doesn't settle the claim. And I went out to the claims person and I said, I think if you would have changed your process just barely, because negotiation is a process, I think if you would have changed your process just barely, you could have gotten this guy to agree with you. You see, you didn't give him a single reason why you're right. All you did was give him reasons he should give in. All you did was throw threats at him. You didn't give him a single reason about why you're right. It's much easier to convince people you're right than it is to get them to give in if they think you're wrong. That's very hard to do. You could just show them you're right, and you didn't do that. He thinks about it for a second and he goes, well, he'll get tired of walking. You know what? He's not wrong. He's right. In a week from now, when this customer gets tired of walking, they'll call up and say, I'll take your $20,000, you stupid thieves. But what's he done in the meantime? He's trashed our name all over town and told everybody how horrible we are. Guess what question that adjuster never asked that customer, not one single time. Never asked why. The first step in any negotiation process is to always find out why. Okay, no matter what it is. We're going to pay you $30,000. It's not enough. Why? I need you to fill out this form. I don't want to do it. Can you tell me why? The first question is always why. Why is the first question why? Because most of the time the reasons have nothing to do with the issue at hand. Almost nothing. So I called up this customer. I was dying of curiosity. This guy said he felt his car was worth $22,000 at least 5 times. I didn't know why he wanted $22,000, but I knew one thing. I knew it was going to be emotional. So I called him up. Hey, my name's Carl Van, and I was monitoring your call for quality assurance, right? So you can imagine what he said. After a few insults, I finally asked him a question. I said, by the way, I'm just kind of curious. Why do you feel your car's worth $22,000? And you know the answer to that question had nothing to do with storage charges, rental fees, had nothing to do with car payments. The reason this guy wanted $22,000 had nothing to do with what this adjuster was just beating him to death with. The adjuster didn't know it because he never asked why. Here's what the guy says. He goes, look, my brother gave me this car. And before you tell me that doesn't mean anything to you, I'm going to tell you it means something to me. He gave me this car. He died about 6 months ago. It means a lot to me. And somebody had offered him $22,000 for this car. And I'm not going to let you guys rip him off. That's what he says. Notice he doesn't say rip me off. He says what? Rip him off. So this guy's got emotionally tied up into the fact that if he takes anything less than $22,000, he's let an insurance company rip off his dead brother. You think he's going to be swayed by storage charges? Think rental fees is going to mean much to this guy? None of that's going to mean anything. But the adjuster didn't know it because he never asked what. He never asked why. Okay? So the first step in any negotiation process is to always ask why. Find out where people are coming from. And what is that? Empathy. And what did I say in the earlier sessions we're not so hot at? We're not so hot at empathy. We'd much rather just boil people over with the facts than find out where they're coming from. Okay? In this particular case, this claims person could have saved themselves a lot of trouble by realizing where this customer was coming from, but they didn't do it because they never asked why. Okay? So that's our first step. We've still got more to go, but the first step in any negotiation process is to always ask why, because you can't show people you understand their point. You can't acknowledge where they're coming from if you don't find out where they're coming from. Okay? And this is going to be very valuable, especially in the high dollar claims where people are emotional when it has to do with their injuries, for sure. Okay? All right. One of the maxims of these great claims negotiators, one of their maxims is people will consider your point of view to the exact degree you demonstrated you understand their point of view. Now it's called Carl Van's maxims because I'm the one who paraphrased it. I'm the one who interviewed these people and basically came together and this is what they kind of all believed, and I'm the one who paraphrased it. But it's really their philosophy. Their philosophy it was, before you ever try to change anyone's mind about anything, always show them you understand their point first. Because that's when people start to listen to you. And we said it'd make our job easier if people listen to us. And that's a great way to get someone to listen to you, is first show them you understand their point. Now, I was teaching this in a class one time, and an adjuster came up to me and says, well, Carl, were you some kind of marriage counselor? Because this is exactly what my marriage counselor told us. No, I'm not a marriage counselor, but I do understand that some of the philosophies overlap. And one of them is this. People like to be understood. People like it. So take the time to show someone you understand where they're coming from before you ever try to change their mind about anything. And notice in that last role play, Carl didn't even bother asking the customer why he didn't want to sign that form. It's because he's going to have a hard time changing this guy's mind. He's going to push him around. He's going to threaten him. But he's going to have a hard time convincing the person to change their mind when he doesn't even understand where they're coming from. Okay? So that's the point. All right. Now it's time to get to business. Today's prize is sponsored by Latitude. And for you workers' comp people, we got something special for you. We gave away a Gaining Cooperation book before, but this is Gaining Cooperation for the Workers' Comp Professional. How to get injured workers to do what you want them to do, something very specific to you. And thank you to our friends at Latitude for sponsoring it. First 3 people who get the answer right are going to win this book. Okay? All right. Today's question is about Beetlejuice, the original movie Beetlejuice. Now, you might notice in the movie, Beetlejuice isn't spelled like it is on the promos. It's spelled this way. Well, that's because Beetlejuice is actually the name of a star. That's where they got the movie name from. Beetlejuice is one of the largest stars in the sky. All right? And that's where they got the name Beetlejuice, even though they spell it this way. Okay, you ready for the question? Here's the question. For the movie Beetlejuice, director Tim Burton did not want Michael Keaton for the main role of Beetlejuice. Didn't want him at all. Who did he originally want? Was it John Belushi, Sammy Davis Jr., or Robin Williams? Okay, who did director Tim Burton originally want to play the role of Beetlejuice? Send me an email. The first 3 people who get the right answer, you're going to get the Gaining Cooperation for Workers' Comp Professionals. Okay? All right. Well, like I always say, call me anytime, email me anytime. I'll answer any questions you've got. I'll go over any information, and I'll even role-play and practice with you if you'd like. Okay? I'd be happy to do that. All right, that's it, everybody. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. And we're going to get into, guess what? Step 2 and 5, maybe even. All right, I'll see you then. All right, well, if you like these videos, please hit the like button. Also, please subscribe. And if you would like to be notified when we do put up a new video, please choose the All button under Notifications.
Oh, I just popped his tire.
Welcome to our fun claims unit. We make new friends every day. We are always smiling and happy. Where our work just seems like play. Welcome to our fun claims unit. We make new friends every day. We are always smiling and happy. Where our work just seems like play. Welcome to our unit.